I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the M.O.R.E, or Mountain Off-Road Enterprises Hide-A-Step, fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this Hide-A-Step, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation that shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete. We're also going to talk through the construction and a few of the features of the step. This step is for those of you who want to make it easier for you and your passengers to get in and out of your lifted or even stock height JK, but don't want something that's going to hang down and get hung up on the trails. This step will very easily kick and fold up out of the way, and you can very easily remove the step from the Jeep by just pulling a couple of pins, so you're not going to have anything to get hung up on when you're out on the trails. Oftentimes when you purchase a step and it's a very usable step, they do hang down a good bit, they hurt your ground clearance, and they're not strong enough to take abuse on the trail. Or you can get armor that's plenty of strong, but the step that they provide, if any, isn't all that usable. Because this does fold up out of the way and completely remove with a couple of pins, you do get the best of both worlds. You get a step that's very useful, but also one that gets out of the way when you're wheeling. This Hide-A-Step is made of steel that is all completely zinc coated to give it that corrosion and rust resistance that you would want for any metal part that's on the exterior of your Jeep. This also has a black powder coated stepping surface that has dimples pressed into it to give you some additional grip. Whether your shoes or boots have mud, snow, or ice on them, you're still going to be able to step on this and have that non-slip surface. As I said before, the big benefit to this step is that it folds up out of the way when you want it to, and can also be completely removed with just a couple of pins. So to get this installed on your Jeep is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation that you should be able to do in under an hour. The first step is to loosen up any Rubicon rails or other rock sliders that you might currently have in that position on your Jeep. If you have big boat side rock sliders, chances are you're not going to be able to install this, but if you have a Rubicon rail, either from the factory or an aftermarket Rubicon rail style rock slider, you will still be able to install this. You simply have to remove a couple of bolts so that you can slide that slider off of the pinch seam a little bit, giving you access to the bolt holes you need to get this installed. Once you have made room, or if you don't currently have any rock slider on your Jeep, you can just go ahead and bolt up the bracket section of this step. That's going to bolt to the bottom of the tub and also to the pinch seam, but it's going to be using all existing holes so you don't have to drill anything, which is a really nice feature. Once you have the bracket hooked up, you'll then go ahead and install the step with those easy to remove pins, and you're finished. As I mentioned, a very easy installation. The only tools you're going to need for this are your traditional hand tools, your socket set, and your wrenches. Other than that, very easy to take care of in your driveway. Now, as far as the pricing of this step goes, it does seem a little bit steep for one step. These are sold individually, and a little over $130 does seem to be a lot, especially when you consider the fact that you can get a tubular side step for right around that price, or only a little bit more, and you'll usually get a pair of those for that cost. However, this does have a lot of benefits over those other steps on the market. Again, what really sells this, what really makes this something that you would want to put on your Jeep, is the fact that it folds up out of the way and completely removes when you go wheeling. And that's not something you can find from a lot of other steps on the market. If we're looking at the build quality, the zinc coating, the powder coating, the dimples for traction, the fact that it is foldable and removable, all those things I really, really like. And if those are things that you're looking for, $130 doesn't seem to be too bad of a price. I do think that it's worth it for the build quality. Although if you're not going to take advantage of the ability to fold this, to remove it easily when you go wheeling, then I would say there are probably other steps on the market that I would recommend that will save you a little bit of money over these. So if you're somebody who wants to make it easier to get in and out of your lifted or even stock height JK, but you want to be able to kick that step up out of the way when you're not using it and completely remove it when you're going out on the trails to ensure you're not going to damage it or get hung up on anything, I think this is a really good option for you. So that's my review of the Mountain Off-Road Enterprises Hide-A-Step, fitting all 2007 and up JKs, that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.